Welcome back. This week, join us as we explore the French Riviera. We're going to be based in Nice with a couple of side trips to Ventimiglia in Italy and Cannes, and a little bit in Nice too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Of course, some culture and some amazing food. So let's jump right in.
Hopefully the weather might get nicer.
Maybe. You can only hope. Welcome to The Right Life. We're Catherine and Edward, a married couple based in London with a passion for travel and experiencing the world together. On our channel, we share our adventures from uncovering hidden gems to learning about new cultures and discovering amazing historical sites. Join us as we explore the world. Our first outing isn't going to be exploring Nice. We are actually going to Ventimiglia in Italy. For what we have heard is an absolutely ginormous market, and it's a town that Edward hasn't visited since he was 15, which was like 500 years ago. So, we got my coffee, Edward's holding my croissant, and the train is coming. Around the bend.
Yeah. And your croissant is also a pat de chocolat.
I have a pan of chocolate, not a croissant. I've not drunk coffee yet, so, you know, I'm not responsible for the words that come out of my mouth.
It's supposed to be one of the most picturesque train trips you could take.
Yeah, I have read that it is one of the most beautiful train rides in all of Europe, but it's a bit of a sleeper because people get on it not knowing how beautiful it's going to be. Of course, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you'll know that we have no luck on trains. This was a review for most of the ride.
Happy with your seat?
Yes. Hopefully we'll get
Some of the views, yeah. Enjoy the view out this grotty window. I've managed to catch the rocks.
Happy?
Please take my picture.
Tell me you're in Italy without telling me you're in Italy.
Yeah, you can get a cappuccino in a sushi restaurant for €1.80, and it's like the best coffee I've ever had. Better, well, not the best coffee I've ever had, but better than any cup of coffee I've ever had in the UK. So, if you're in the UK, drink tea.
The market was pretty busy, with lots of stalls selling everything from food to fur coats. Eventually, we found the beach, and what a view! You make me walk miles and miles and miles. Please, can you tell me about this archaeological site you made me walk 20 minutes to?
Well, there's an amphitheatre on the other side of the Death Road, and on this side there's a bit of old wall, and that's it. It costs €3 to get in. I don't think we're going to bother. So, let's go and find a pub.
The road of death.
So we're on our way back to Nice. We've had a wonderful morning / afternoon in Ventimiglia. We had a look around the market, and we had a nice light lunch and a beer. And then it started to rain, but it wasn't too bad, and it's like the sun's back out, so we're on the way back to Nice, and as you can tell, it's a lot more calmer than it was on the way here, so I'm hoping that we should get some nice shots of the Mediterranean as we go by, and yeah, it's been good so far. You've enjoyed yourself?
Had a fantastic day. That night for dinner, we went to a restaurant called Nuances. Their concept was to have a blind tasting menu. This meant that we told them about any allergies or extreme dislikes, and they served that evening 6-course tasting menu around those. We then needed to guess what was in each course. Unfortunately, they didn't give us a menu of the actual food after the dinner, so I couldn't tell you what we had. However, speculation did make for good conversation, and at €59 each, it was a less expensive way to enjoy a tasting menu. I'm gonna sniff it again.
What do you think it is?
Beef and potato.
And the bean.
Yeah, and bean.
Okay.
What is it? First time Edward has managed to, in fact, not order the girly drink. He has a Dorito. It's literally sparkling.
I know. What does Côte d'Azur mean then?
The Blue Coast.
The statue behind me is called the Fountain of the Sun, and it was built in the 1950s. And when it was initially built, it was considered obscene for two reasons. First of all, Apollo has 4 horses across his head, and it's supposed to refer to the subset where he was in fact the god of the sun, not Helios. But they made a joke about it being the 4 horsepower because of the Renault car that was popular in the 50s as well. But additionally, his package was considered to be too large, and the statue was deemed obscene. So it was removed for some in the 70s, and then in 2011 put back here. They did shave a little off though, so obscene fountain.
In the church.
After some aimless wandering, we found a long line and waited in it, with no idea what would be at the end.
She's cut it in half for us, which is a result.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. It's got lots of caramelised onion on it. Can't really taste anything else but the onion. I don't think there's any anchovies on this one. It's nice. How was the soccer?
It's leading. It's really good. I was like, chickpea? I'm not sure. It's super yummy.
You're not sure if it's good or not?
No, it's super yummy. I can't.
It's so good you can't even get it down here quick enough.
But I can't like place the flavor. Like I can't compare it to something else. It was really unique. And I guess it teaches us or reminds us that we should always wait in the random long queues as long as they're not in touristy places.
Well, we was looking for something else, and we were standing right next to the queue, and we was kind of in the queue, and then I sort of Googled it, and it was like, this place is amazing, you need to buy this, and everything, every review was like 5 star, 5 star, 5 star, and I'm like, well, I'm in the queue, and it's €3, I might as well just buy it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, glad. I don't think I'd wait 45 minutes to purchase it again, but yeah, it was good. Alright, let's go. That's the line, alright, isn't it?
That night, we found some live music and got our dance on. We headed straight to Cannes the next morning.
So here we are in Cannes, and we found a little antique market. Are you excited?
I'm always excited.
That's true. This is our second market of the day. This looks more like the flea market.
We wandered into Our Lady of Hope in Cannes, and it was begun in 1521. And despite it being paid to be done in only 3 years, it took 100. And what's interesting is, let me read you this list of what it was meant to have cost to build in 3 years. 2,000 florins, 15 ukes, and 50 barrels of anchovy. I think the last is the best. Edward in his normal state, playing a game on his phone.
So this is Musée de Castor, which is a museum for exploration of the world. €3.50 each. No, it's not. €6.50 each. And highly recommend coming. So this piece is about female empowerment. See, the French are not very good at conquering things, so they had to settle for conquering Eskimos near Canada. And this is the loot that they managed to get off those Eskimos. Among the relics are a little man, walrus, I'm not sure what that is. Is it a bear?
Yeah.
Ah, there's a bit of, not much of that's left, just the trunk from the elephant. That's the cup of no, it's not. It's the cup of someone who sacrifices people.
It seems we are now in Greece. This statue here on the far right, what does it remind you of? Because this is definitely a precursor to Christianity.
Indy, throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. That's the cup of a carpenter.
Very pleased and surprised to find an Artesima Gentileschi here, one of the few women painters during the Renaissance. Became really well known, but now nobody knows who she is.
This is the watchtower, 109 steps. Are we going to climb it?
109 steps, but we made it, and it was worth it for this view.
We're at the top of the bell tower, a wonderful view of Cannes. Just in case you had any ideas about climbing over, don't do it.
This is the door to go back down. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Right, you gonna fit through that door?
Well, I got through the door on the way up, but my back's hurting, so I'm probably going to have to do the lambada to shuffle my way down. What they call it when you go under the pole. The lambada's the forbidden dance, isn't it? I meant the limbo. So. Oh, it's push. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to have to bum my way out. Try not to die on the way down. Yeah, I think the old steps were a little bit more scary. Of a challenge. Yeah.
Ken has a walk of fame, but I didn't really recognize anyone. We found the trains to be really easy to use on this trip, but we were tired at this point and had a room picnic for dinner. Nice's metro is easy to use and very clean. However, it was raining the next day, so we ended up on a bus instead of walking the rest of the way to our first stop.
So today we've come to the Roman Museum on the outskirts of Nice. We've just entered the building. It's raining outside. The tickets are €5 each.
They've given me a big thing in English to help understand what's going on in this museum. This is the patera, and it's a reproduction. The original is from the 4th century BC, found nearby, and is actually kept in the British Museum. This cat was a very welcoming docent.
Center of the excavated site of Seminellum. The area of the site is more than 2 hectares in size. It was part of the land of a private villa, currently the Matisse Museum.
This is my 2-bedroom house, and it's got all mod cons like a street out the front with a sewage channel underneath the street, and there's my kebab shop, which is right next to the house.
How's it doing?
It's doing alright, yeah. It's going so well, in fact. I've opened another shop next door, and I'm just selling knickknacks in there at the moment. Little wooden penises and all the stuff you get in modern day Europe that's just weird. I'm selling all that crap now. So yeah, it's going well. I'm thinking of cutting down that plant over there because it's scaring the life out of me. And yeah, job done.
Lots of interesting stuff to explore here, but I do have one critique of this museum. They've tried so hard to give us so much information that not only do we have a bit of paper that's all in English, we also have a QR code with a little bit of a video and someone explaining in English. The challenge is that you don't know where you are at any given time. So whereas all the signs have numbers, they don't correspond to either the virtual map or to the actual bit of paper we were given. So we've been a little bit in the dark here.
No, you gotta do it with more brother, you gotta go bravado. You gotta go, are you not entertained? Or still I think he goes,
Father to a murdered...
father to a murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, now I have my vengeance in this life or the next.
What we will not be doing today is the Matisse Museum because it's closed only for the month of October. I am not upset at all.
Oh, well, never
I am
mind.
upset.
Villa Messina is a Belle Epoque villa completed in 1901 for Prince Victor of Essling. It boasts over 20 exhibition rooms filled with Empire-style interiors, period furnishings, and is surrounded by lush gardens. I wouldn't say it's a must-do, but for a rainy day activity, it was a way to pass an hour or two. There are a few collection highlights. There was an original cast of Napoleon's death mask, and this recently restored crucifixion by Ludovico Brea, which was originally painted in 1512. Unfortunately, it was still too rainy to enjoy a stroll through the gardens. Soon, we headed back to the airport and our flight home. Thank you so much for joining us on this adventure through Nice. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. There are more adventures to come.
Obviously from the ancient weapons, we have this stick from the Sand people on Tatooine.